Are we good to go? Yes, no? Okay then. Thank you, Shashwan. Thank you for the confirmation. Okay, let's get it started. So we have just started about the collectors class in Java 8. Collectors class. Collectors is a class. So it is actually what kind of, the acronyms are not acronyms, the interface names, the class names are a bit confusing because you have a collection, you have collector interface, you have collectors class, okay, you have collect method. So you need to ensure that this differentiation is very much clear to you. Okay. So we are discussing about collectors class. It is a class in Java. Okay. So it is available in java.util.stream package. So what you are going to do with the collectors class? Internally, collectors class has several static methods or the factory methods. Okay. So they will help us to reduce the stream object to a single value. Stream objects are getting reduced to a single value. So what does it mean? So you can remember this third point. What does it says? It is used to copy the data from stream objects to the collection object. Right? So everything is a stream. Okay. So when you want to perform the data manipulation by using Java 8, so the stream is the right option. After converting it to the stream, and if you ever add to convert it back to the collection, if you want to copy the elements from stream objects to collection objects, then you will use what? You will use the methods that is available in collectors class, right? So what kind of basic operations that you can perform by using collectors class again? So reducing operations, summarizing, grouping, and partitioning. So the first point and the second point is already completed, right? So today we are going to discuss about the grouping operation, a very good operation. Okay, it's very important operation for the interview room. So among this, okay, so the discussion about reducing and summarizing is as follows. You have the counting method, max by method, you have the min by method, you have the summing int method. So this each and every method has its own significance depending upon the requirement that we choose. Depends upon the requirement, you may be choosing the specific method. It's all about the actual requirement. Okay, you can revise my previous videos to understand all these methods. So yesterday we have concluded about the joining and the reducing methods. A joining method, you know what is a joining method? You place a delimiter and you can also place a prefix and suffix. It is going to reduce everything to a single string, right? And we have discussed about the reducing method, and we have also found we have also used this reducing method to find the maximum element or to find the minimum element in the object, in the list of objects, right? We are also able to find the total summation by using what? Reducing operation, right? So this is the summary. So today, okay, the much interesting topic, much awaited concept, grouping operation, right? So basically the grouping operation can be visualized in a simple way. For example, when you are you have been to colleges, right? In the colleges there will be many students, right? There will be many students, right? So grouping works everywhere. So what does the grouping means? For example, in your college, when you are trying to play a sports game, okay, or any other game, so they divide the teams, right? For example, forget about this sports games. Firstly, they can divide you by the category. Female category, this is one group, and there is another category called male category. So this is one kind of grouping. You're able to understand. So male category is there, female category is there. One kind of grouping, right? Category wise you can group according to the male category, according to the female category, right? So the definition comes here. The grouping definition is actually coming from here. So here the category is very specific, means it has to be complete unique. Yes or no? Category needs to be specific, but the objects, in this example, students are falling under the male category. So these objects are not specific. The name itself is the category itself is specific, not the objects. Okay? So all the male students are categorized under male category. So it doesn't make any sense. All the male students are under the male category. Female students are under the female category. This is one way of grouping. So what is the other way of grouping? I can say that people who have secured the score more than 80%. right? So they have fall under what? Distinction group, right? Right? People who secured the score more than, like I can say that brilliant. Okay? I can name this as brilliant students, right? So they can be grouped under a category called the brilliant category. People who have secured more than 70 but less than 80. Okay, we can call them as what? First class students. First class students. This is one kind of category. Okay, people who are secured below 60 percentage, we call them as average students. Average students. Okay, this is one way of grouping. And again, if you look at the grouping names, okay, they are very specific. They are very specific. So it's up to you if you want to group something based upon a specific condition, you are able to group it. In the real time, this is how you can group it. But how you can do the same thing with the Java? You're able to follow my point. In the Java, you will be working with lot of objects. Okay, let us say that, okay, these are the dishes. So we are discussing about the dishes, isn't it? So this is dish 1, D1, D2, D3. There are several dishes. I am talking about dishes. So you are visiting the hotel and these are the dishes available, right? So you want to group the dishes according to the type. When I say type, the vegetarian type and the non-vegetarian type. So there are many objects here. There are totally 12 objects here. How you can perform this grouping actually? Okay, or else if you want to group something like, you want to group the food based upon the price. You want to group the food if the price is lesser than 200, lesser than or equal to 200. Okay, that should be grouped under one category. If the price is greater than or equal to 200 and lesser than 400, that should be a second category. And third one should be expensive category. Okay, affordable category, expensive category, category, and the middle one is what? Economic category. Economic category, right? So if you have such kind of categorization, if you want to group everything, you want to group the objects according to a specific condition. What you want to do, if you want to group the object according to the specific condition, you use what? Economic category. You use what? There is a method called the grouping by method. Very interesting method. What is the name of the method? Grouping by method. Grouping by method is a factory method available in the collectors class itself. Okay, you can call this method by using the name of the class, which is what? Collectors class. Okay, and this is going to be an argument for the collect method. Okay, collect method. This is going to be an argument. You're able to follow. So if you want to group, we have just did the grouping category, guys. We have just done the grouping category. We have just understood what is the grouping meaning in the real time. So I want to implement the same thing by using Java. How I can do that? You need to use the collect method. This collect method will accept an argument, okay, which is going to use the collectors class. Inside the collectors class, there is a method called grouping by method. So this method is clever enough to group the elements according to the requirement. Or this element, these methods are this, you can actually do the grouping. The return type of the grouping by method is what? Always the map. Always what? Map object. Okay, this map object will accept a key, will accept a value. Okay, please ensure that the key should always be unique. Key should always be unique. Values can be any number of objects. Okay, we will understand this in a simple example firstly. I want to take a simple example, very easy example I will show you. Okay, let me remove all this. Okay, so we will keep this dish class. Let me remove all this. I want to take a basic example. For example, let us say that I have some list of names. I have what? I have the list of names. 1 minute. Sorry, I was getting a call. Let us say that I have something like list of string objects. Okay, I want to store some names, guys. So the names could be something like, I want to take the alphabetical order of names. So arrays dot as list. Forget about this code. This is something new. I just want to ensure that you are getting this. Okay, arrays dot as list. I want to take the names like alpha, beta, gamma, alpha, beta, gamma. After this, I also want to take some other names, that is something like Armstrong. Okay, some chemical names, boron. Okay, and a kind of name like unmeaningful name, giraffe. Okay, I have some names, alpha, beta, gamma, Armstrong, and boron and giraffe. Okay, I want to use the grouping my method. My grouping my method should be in such a way that it is going to retrieve, it is going to group the elements according to the starting letter. Okay, what I'm saying is, let me use the names here. Names dot, I want to convert this to stream dot. After doing this, I want to use the collect method. Collectors dot grouping by. Okay, so my grouping by method always is going to accept a function. You're going to accept a function. Okay, the input is going to be the stream object. And I want to return what I want to extract. The first character of the 0th index. Character of the 0th index. I will tell you what is happening really behind the scenes. After this, I am using a map. Okay, the name of the key name is going to be the character. Okay, and the value name is going to be what? List of. Okay, yeah. I want to import the map, I think. Okay. Something I have done in the code. You are not understanding, I know. You are not understanding this. Let me show you what is happening behind the scenes. Okay, let me print the reference variable of n. Okay, you get the output something like A alpha Armstrong, B beta boron, C gamma giraffe. Now by looking at this answer, can I just say that my requirement is fulfilled? Don't ask me what is the requirement. What is my requirement? I want to group the objects based upon the first letter. First letter is A. What are the objects that is corresponding to the letter A? You have alpha, you have Armstrong. What are the objects that is corresponding to the letter B? You have beta, you have boron. So don't you think that each and every objects are grouped according to the actual requirement? This is my actual requirement. I want to group according to the first letter. Right? What is actually behind the scenes? Very simple. Let me take this and let me use the plain screen once again. See, very easy. So good, now it is looking good. Now names, what are the names that I have? So you have taken some names like alpha, beta, gamma, giraffe, and so on. So each and every name is of what type? String type. Each and every name is of what secret. So my data, in my database, I have taken few names. What are they? I have taken alpha, I have taken beta, and I have taken gamma. I have taken something like Armstrong, I have taken something like boron, I have taken something like giraffe. Okay, what is my requirement? I want to group them according to the first letter. I want to group them according to their first letter. That is my actual requirement. Right? So this is the source. This is my source. I am converting my source to what? I am converting my source to the stream. Okay, I am converting my source to the stream. After this conversion, okay, I am involving the collect method, which is using the grouping by method. The grouping by method is going to accept each and every object. So what is the first object? Alpha will be accepted by the grouping by method. The stream is going to consume, right? Alpha will be accepted. Alpha will be accepted as an argument of I. Alpha, I means alpha. So what you are extracting? You are extracting what? Character at the 0th index. Caret method is going to return the specific character at the 0th. What is the character at the 0th index? A is a character at the 0th index, right? So A will become the key. It will keep the A as the key. Okay, it will keep the A as the key, and it thinks that, okay, this person wants to see this A is a character, guys. Focus here. A is the character. This character is going to be key. That's why here I have placed the key as the character. Very simple. The grouping by method will return something. That something should always be the key type, key return type. Since this is returning the character, you should place the character here. Right? Once the key is found, what it is going to do, this grouping by method is very clever that it is going to map all the objects that is starting with the letter A. You have found the key, and its job is to do what? Its job is to list out all the objects that is mapped to the key A. Okay, alpha itself is what? Alpha itself is starting with A. It is mapped here. Okay, what is the second one? Second one is beta. Right? So beta is going as an argument of grouping by method. Isn't it? So it is going to extract the character at the 0. Grouping by method is going to extract the character of beta. Beta dot character at 0, which is what? B itself. Is what? B. Right? And this B will become key. Okay, the corresponding value, the beta is going to be, is the grouping corresponding value for the character B. Second one is done. The third one is what? Third one is gamma. So again, gamma will go as an argument, right? What is the character that it is going to get extracted from the gamma? G is the character, right? Once the G is going to get extracted as the character, G becomes key, and the corresponding value is going to be what? The gamma itself. Gamma itself, right? Now again, Armstrong, right? Armstrong will go. Already there is a Armstrong is going to extract the A as the character, right? Already A is already there, so this will be mapped here, right? And boron, okay, boron B is already there, so B is going to get mapped. Boron is going to get mapped for the B corresponding B, right? And last one is what? Last one is giraffe. Okay, giraffe is already, I mean, G is already there, so this is going to get mapped. So here the grouping has happened, and it is taken care internally by the grouping by method. But you need to remember one thing here, very, very important. So this is the function. So this grouping by method is going to take a function. Okay, the return type of the function is always what? The map. This is always going to return the map guys. Grouping by method is going to return the map. So that's why you are using the map here, right? You are using the map here. Okay, the output, okay, the output is always key. The output is always going to be character. Character is nothing but a character. That should always be the key. Is the character itself, right? And if you find the values are, there are two values here. Okay, these values are in the form of, again, list object. List object. There are many values for one key. There are many values. Okay, the value is of what's a generic type, a complex generic data type, which is what? List object, list of strings, because you are dealing with many strings. Alpha, Armstrong, okay, beta, boron, gamma, giraffe. So many strings are there. Okay, so key is going to be unique, and the values are going to be what? List of elements. Are able to get this? So very simple, grouping by method is going to return the map as the output, right? Inside the map, you will accept two generic types. The first generic type is always the one that the function is returning. The function is returning. The function is returning the character. So that this should always be the key. Okay, and the value should always be the list of strings. Why list of strings? In our example, you are dealing with what? You are dealing with the list, isn't it? Dealing with the list. So that's why it should be list of strings most of the times. This is a simple example. So if I add, for example, if I add a few more things, like when I add something like Ratna here, okay, Ratna has been added here. Now you see, if you just see the output, you get the output like this. Alpha, A for Alpha Armstrong, R for Ratna, B for beta boron, and G for gamma giraffe. Able to get. So elements are getting arranged according to the requirement actually. So we are able to group successfully. A simple example, right? So let us increase the complexity. So you will understand better in the with this example. Let me introduce this example, grouping. Okay, now my requirement is very simple. So see our dishes, guys. By looking at these dishes, I am getting hungry. Really, you have chicken biryani, fish curry, vegetable rice, everything is there, right? So when you look at this style, village style is there, restaurant style is there, and again village style is there, restaurant style is there, village style, restaurant style, village style, and processed style. So these I want to group the foods according to the style. What I want to do, I want to group the foods according to the style. So style is going to be unique, right? If I choose village style, I should get the information like the objects of dishes. Chicken biryani should come, vegetable rice should come, chapati should come, and prawn biryani should also come. Right? So this is going to play the key role. Key role means inside the map it is going to play the key role, right? So I am going to take a map. The key is going to be village style. What is village style is holding which property? Okay, it is holding what property? Type property. Sir, no. It is holding what property? It is holding type property. And again, this type is what type? String type. Okay, my generic type in the map generic type, that key is going to be string, comma. Okay, and I am going to collect it again. I want to collect this as the dish object. So I am taking the list of dishes. Again, I will get the list type because village style has 4 dishes, guys. Chicken biryani is there, vegetable rice is there, and chapati is there, and followed by prawn biryani is there. Again, I want to collect it to the list of dishes. So I am taking the list. Okay, value is going to be list of dishes. Key is going to be the string itself. Why string? You are dealing with the styles. Okay, now let me take the styles itself equal to what is the dishes dot convert it to stream dot. After the conversion, you want to use the collect method. So inside the collect method, call the grouping by method on top of collectors class. Grouping by method. Right? Grouping by method on top of collectors class. This grouping by method is going to accept the I as an argument. I in the sense, okay, the input is going to be what? Stream of dishes, right? I as an argument, dish as an argument. From the dish, you want to extract the type. So this is function. This is a function. Okay, the return type of function is what? The type. Type is returning the string, right? Type is corresponding to the string data type. That's why the key is string here. Whatever you're returning here, just try to check the type. That should be the key. Right? And value should always be the, since you're dealing with the dishes, because you want to group it, right? You want to group each and every individual dish according to the type. So it should be a list again. No doubts about it, right? Right? Now after this, okay, successfully the query has been created. It is just like a database query. 1 minute. Yeah. Successfully query has been created. The moment I do styles, okay, let me run this in the console. Okay, restaurant style, you have dish name, you have the dish name. Okay, now if you see the output is little bit like, it's a self-explanatory. Let me copy this and put it in the so you got restaurant style. Among the restaurant style, you have these dishes. Okay, you have fish curry. Again you have dish name like mutton fry. So these are the under the restaurant style food. Okay, again for the processed food, you have only one dish. Okay, the data is not up to the mark. Okay, the data is not readable. You want to make it readable. So what I am doing it here is, we go back to the code. Instead of printing the reference variables of the map directly, I want to take the styles. Okay, I want to take the map. I want to use the for each method. For each method is going to accept a by consumer, right? So I'm taking the parameter as type, comma, dishes. Okay. It is going to accept the by consumer. Okay, I'm writing a lambda expression here, a complex lambda expression. So by consumer, don't ask me what is a by consumer again. By consumer, we have discussed that this is an interface, functional, one of the functional interfaces. Okay, dishes is already there. Let me take some other name like dish types. Okay, type dish types, reference variables name. What I want to do, one minute guys. Hello. Okay. Okay, I hope my voice is audible. Okay, so I am using the for each method to display the data in a readable manner. That's it. For each method is going to accept by consumer. Two object is accepting. First one is the type object. Second one is the dishes types. Okay, what I'm simply doing, I'm just simply printing the output in the readable format. System.out.println. Okay, what I want to do here, I want to type. This type is going to print what? This type is going to print the type itself. Okay. I want to, after printing the type, I want to run the enhanced for loop. My enhanced for loop will accept the dish object X inside dish types. Right. So now I just want to print the name of the dish corresponding to the type. Okay. So what I'm doing it here, I'm just printing the statement like x dot name. Okay. Now you see the output will be in the readable format. See? Type restaurant style, you have fish curry, mutton fry, dosa. Type processed style, you have juices. Again type village style, you have chicken biryani, vegetable rice, chapati, prawn. So now it is very readable. If you want to keep it more readable, you can do like this. I am adding one more line here. This is going to be a little bit readable. Type restaurant style, so you have this type. See, okay, this is nothing. So we have discussed this already. Don't get panicked. So this is all about the for each method. We have been discussing this for a very long time. For each method, and you are working with maps. This is a for each, simple for each method. You are just working with what? You are working with maps. I think Ratna has network issues. You are working with maps. So this type, since you are working with maps, this is a by consumer. Okay, our map is of what? First one is of string type, second one is of list object, right? So this is our actual map. We are working with a map. Okay, the first object will go as the string. Okay, second object will go as the list of, like, second object is going as the list, right? As soon as you are retrieving from the first object, you are taking the type from the first object, you are extracting the type. Okay, the key is what? The key is already differentiated, right? Village style, something, we have already, the list of keys are given. So it has produced some keys. This this collectors.groupingBy method has produced some keys. What are the keys that it could produce? Okay, keys could be village style, restaurant style. Keys should always be unique, right? So it will ensure that without any duplication, all the unique keys are filtered. So there are only 4 valid unique keys: village style, restaurant style, and again processor style. Yeah, three valid keys, right? So these 3 valid keys is extracted, and you are running the enhanced for loop. Okay, you are running the enhanced for loop. This enhanced for loop will ensure that with respect to the key, the corresponding dishes objects will be printed. If you just type it at practice, you will get to know about this enhanced for loop. You just want to visualize this by taking a pen and paper, you practice this, you will understand. I'm just trying to print everything in the readable manner. That's it. Okay, this is one of the examples. So we are able to extract it. Now my second requirement is, okay, this first extraction is very good. My second requirement is I want to ensure that the grouping by method is returning the values according to the specific properties. What are my properties? I want to take the diet property. Okay, my diet property says if the calories are less than 200, I want to list out that food. It should fall under the diet category. What I'm saying, my calories, if the food in the calories are lesser than or equal to 200, they should fall under diet category. Okay. My second category is normal category. My normal category says if the calories inside the food is lesser than or equal to something like 400, it should be 350. We will take 350. It is normal. And my fat category says if calories inside the food is greater than 350, okay, it should be fall under the fat category. I want to design the logic. I want to group all the objects according to this requirement. The diet means first I should check if this is falling under, if the dish is falling under so and so calories, okay, it should be under diet. Normal means this condition. Fat means this condition, right? But if you observe here, there is no thing like diet here. Okay, you have 5 properties, but 5 properties not related to the properties that I am specifying here. How we can achieve this? How this could be achieved? So this is my requirement, this is my actual requirement. I am introducing an additional property which is not even there inside this dish object. I want to group according to this diet, normal and fat. To get something like this, go with enums. You know what is enums? Public enum. Okay. Take the properties as caloric level. Enumeration. We have this core Java concept. I am introducing what? Diet. 3 constant I am introducing. Diet constant, normal constant, and fat constant. These are the constants. Okay, I want to categorize my food according to this constant. Under diet, I should list out all the foods that are falling under so and so calories. Right? Under normal, I should list out the foods that are falling under so and so category. Under fat, I should list out foods that are falling under so and so categories. How I can achieve this? Okay, I am introducing the enums. My enum has 3 constants: diet constant, normal constant, fat constant. Okay, how the code could be written here? Okay, now I am taking the map. Grouping by always map. Okay, my return type should be of what type? Enum type. I want to differentiate according to this constants, right? This is what type? Caloric level type. So my key should be what? The caloric level. The value should be what? Again, list of dish objects. Right? Now CL I am taking. CL equal to, okay, now focus. So I want to group it according to this. One minute, let me, I think I'm missing something. Caloric level, public, caloric level, let me see. Caloric level is the key, comma, value is list of dish objects. Okay, yes, then CL equal to, so take the dishes, take the data source, convert it to stream. Okay, now we should focus here. Okay, after this conversion, take the collect method. Okay, let me keep the collect method for the better readability. I'm just taking one extra line. I'm placing the collect method here. You can do this also, no issues. Okay, collectors.groupingBy. So we are working on grouping by. I want to group it. Okay, group it. But this is a little bit complex grouping, not complex actually. It looks like bit complex. Okay, I am creating another additional line. Okay, so this is going to take a lambda expression function. Okay, this is grouping by method is going to take a function. So input is what? Let us take that. It is taking the input as dish. Any variable name you can give. I am expressing a complex lambda expression. I am taking complex lambda expression. Sorry. Writing a complex lambda expression. In this, inside my lambda expression, I want to ensure that if what? If dish dot calories is lesser than or equal to 250, a conditional check. A simple conditional check. I want to return what? I want to return caloric level dot diet. Okay, so this is actually grouping the dishes which is less in where when this condition is satisfied. Okay, if not, else if I am taking else if, again if dish dot calories is greater than or equal to lesser than or equal to what we call it as 350. Okay, it should fall under the normal category, calorie level dot normal. When these two conditions are not matching, final else. Okay, else caloric level dot that category. This is a lambda expression. Okay, you don't get confused with this lambda expression. What is happening behind the scenes? Those stuff. If you just try to practice it by yourself, you will understand this. Okay, so this is our code. Okay, you should always observe one thing here. This grouping by method is going to accept a function. Okay, you are taking the dish object. How many dish object you have? You have 8 dish objects. Dish objects like D1, D2, D3, like that. You have 8 dish object. Okay, it is going to take D1 dish object first, and you are extracting from the D1. You are extracting the calories, and you are trying to find if the D1 dish object calorie is more than 250 or not. If it is not, okay, this condition will be skipped, and else if it will go. This will be checked. Okay, and if this condition is getting satisfied, this normal category will it is going to return what? Calorie dot normal, right? So for the keys, there will be three categories: diet. Let me fix this color. Diet, normal, fat. So you want to return what you have specified here. Always remember, and you always want to return what is actually specified. You are specifying caloric level here, right? This caloric level is of enum type. So always you should return the key which is specified in the map key. Right? So 3 keys will be formed: diet, normal, and fat. Okay, and the elements with the objects will be grouped. Okay, if the D1 object is matching any one of the condition, this will be mapped to that. If D2 object is mapping any one of this condition, based upon the condition what it is returning to that, this will be mapped. So like this, each and every object will be mapped to the corresponding return statement. So it will get grouped accordingly based upon these conditions. So the condition itself is very clear. If you run this piece of code, you get the output like this. Okay, I want to print the reference system.out.println CL. Print the reference variable of the map. You get diet. So these are the dishes names, but again the output is not readable. Okay, I want to concise this output. What I can do, I can take the reference variable, which is what the CL dot, use the for each method. For each method will accept the 2 objects. First object is of the calories type, the second object is of what? The dish type. Okay, use the lambda expression. Okay, my lambda expression is going to have what? System.out.println. Okay, you extract the category. First extract the category from my I itself is a category. After extracting the category, run the enhancer for loop. Okay, enhancer for loop is of what list type X inside J. So J is the list type, right? List type. So in the enhancer for loop, if you want to you can print what? Name, only name. It's up to you. I dot or X dot, not X dot. Right? If you want to print the calories also, no issues. X dot name I'm printing. Okay, the moment I run this, let me add one more thing. Dot out dot print. Okay, now you see output will be very the category diet. Vegetable rice is a diet food. Chapati, dosa, juices. Category fat. Chicken biryani, mutton fry, prawn biryani, and category normal fish curry. You are able to group according to the requirement, right? You have achieved this. This is another level of this is a simple grouping stuff. In the interview room, we will get this kind of questions, how to deal with the groupings. Okay, now my requirement is I want to categorize food. Okay, let me remove all this. I want to categorize food based upon the veg and the non-veg. I want to differentiate veg and non-veg. How I can achieve this?